Well, the city of Nanaimo says it's ready to fight to maintain its property tax revenue from BC Ferries. Nanaimo watched closely what happened in West Vancouver, where Ferries successfully appealed the assessed property value of its terminal from $47 million to $20. Now, if that were to happen in Nanaimo with 3 terminals, it would have a significant financial hit. But the city says it's going to fight to keep that ship from sailing. CTV's Scott Cunningham reports.
October 2012, a BC Ferries vessel pulls out of West Vancouver. In its wake, it leaves a terminal worth just $20, a far cry from the $47 million it had been assessed at a week before. Across the Strait of Georgia, a ship charges towards Nanaimo, the 3-terminal city on edge, fearful it will share the same fate as West Vancouver.
We can't just walk away and provide those services to 3 different terminals and not be compensated.
At risk of sinking, the city's lucrative property tax from the terminals, worth a combined assessment of $42 million. Last year, BC Ferries paid Nanaimo just over $1 million in taxes for all 3 berths. Cash the city says it's willing to fight for. Nanaimo has joined West Vancouver and North Saanich in filing an appeal to the new property assessments with the BC Supreme Court.
That's a huge hit, and we're going to have to find either additional funds to compensate us or see what other areas we can cut on.
Well, back in 2003, we paid $1.3 million in grants in lieu of property tax, and last year we paid $5.2 million.
A growing wave of payouts is the reason behind BC Ferries' appeal of its property assessments.
We are committed to paying fair and reasonable property taxes, but with the process, anybody has to submit an appeal by January 31st, and that's what we have done with all of our property tax assessments for our leased properties around the fleet.
In the case of West Vancouver, BC Ferries' argument is that the terminal land isn't worth the millions it's assessed at. The company says because it has no other use than a ferry terminal, that it would be worthless on the open market. If Nanaimo loses its tax boon, Mayor says government will aggressively seek out new avenues to charge for the land.
Those communities nearby that have to provide those services, fire and emergency, obviously, police, we need to be compensated for it.
Now the 3-terminal city plays the waiting game, hoping the wave which struck Horseshoe Bay and erased its multi-million-dollar property assessment dies out before it reaches Nanaimo. Scott Cunningham, CTV News, Nanaimo.